today. We have a great panel in the house today with Jesse Perez, incoming president for NAHREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals.
Correct.
That's right. Woo. And, of course, Federico Rabe, the current president with NAHREP. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for the invitation.
I'm going to start a show with Federico after this with a special accent. Romance songs for the next hour. Call in with your ways to make your wife happy.
Oh.
With Federico Rabe.
Joe, I know you're going to rag on us for that. Sorry.
No, Gino's all worried now that I'm going to be trying to copy his accent. Yes. All right, but we are pleased to have you here. And speaking of fun, I had to touch on this, Gino. I mean, actually, I have to go to another accent. Last night, I was watching the the debates, and they had this great drinking game on. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook, but it was you had to. I mean, it was all over the place.
I wish we had our website on there.
Oh my gosh, I'm surprised we're even doing the show. If we would have followed these directions, there would be no Don and Gino show today. And trust me. I mean, here's some of the questions. Drink if either candidate addresses his opponent in the third person.
Oh yeah.
It compliments his opponent's personal life or family. Very nice of them. That happened. Ignores a question by addressing the audience. Argues with the moderator.
Yeah, I think that happened quite a bit.
Yes. Okay. Drink if Barack Obama says, "Let me be clear." References Bain Capital. Blames the previous administration. Easy out.
Wow.
Says millionaires or billionaires.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm already drunk.
Yeah.
Drink if Mitt Romney says, touts his plan to create 12 million jobs. I heard that. That alone I know I would have been drunk on. I heard that quite a few times.
No, it's the 716 billion. That's the number that
No,
came
but
up
he did push out. I know how to create 12 million jobs. Instead of doing healthcare, I'll create jobs.
with $716 billion.
Says entrepreneurs or small business, and brings up Ronald Reagan, or says private sector. Oh my gosh, what were we going to do after the first hour?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely would have not remembered the rest of the event, and we would have been replaying today.
Oh man, it was a fun game, anyways. So
you did play.
No doubt, no doubt. Okay, so let's touch base a little bit more on NAHREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. An incredible group of individuals have taken time out of their daily professional lives, which we'll touch on more because these are true professionals that are in the room. They're in the real estate and insurance industry helping you. But they've also taken time aside to help build and create a chapter here in Santa Clarita and San Fernando Valley for the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And we have Federico Rabe, who's the current president right now. I'd love you to touch on a little bit more about some of the stats and why it's important, why basically NAHREP is so important actually to the real estate community and the development of.
Well, I think it's very important to plan in the future, know your statistics. For example, in the next 10 years, I don't know if you knew, Don, but 40% of all real estate transactions will come from Hispanic home ownership. That's a huge, very powerful statistics.
40%?
40%.
So almost half.
Almost half.
Okay.
Almost half. Between now and 2025, there are going to be 17 million new households that would be formed. From now to 2025. That's 13 years.
Oh, no. That's
Imagine.
good.
So
That's pretty good that I have an Argentinian partner with me at Cherry Creek Mortgage then.
Well, that's why you're always making fun of me for having a bunch of kids.
Touche. Now I know why we're going to need so many homes.
That's why we're important to the real estate market.
There you go. That's good stuff, though.
So also, I don't know if you knew, but last quarter of 2011, 53%, that's more than 1 out of 2 transactions were purchased by Hispanic community.
Oh.
So isn't that really incredible? It is very exciting for the Hispanics and not very exciting for the people that didn't plan to have the Hispanic in their careers in real estate.
That's something that's really important because, it is there's hundreds and maybe thousands of real estate professionals just in our small community. I know that out here there's probably about 1,000, some more active than others, but not all of them work with the Hispanic community. So there's definitely a big opportunity there. 53% of the opportunities just in the last quarter. That's a big number.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is amazing. And what I love And why we have you here, what's really nice is that you and Jesse, Federico Rabe and Jesse Perez, have taken your time to help make sure that it's a responsible community. The real estate agents that you guys have a lot going on. You guys are not just a networking group.
Correct.
You guys do a lot of education, like Gino was mentioning earlier. And, I mean, you guys go as far as Washington to actually explain more of why you guys go to Washington, because you had specifics on that.
Oh, of course. There's one thing you cannot change. If you were not born Latino, if you were not born Hispanic, that's something that you cannot change. But what you can change is understand their culture. Understand that if 53% last quarter of 2012 were purchased by Latino community, that's a big alert right there. So you have to make sure if you want to get a piece of that chart, you need to make sure you understand how this works.
So, Jesse, tell us a little bit about Washington and how you're bringing that message to Washington that they need to pay attention.
Sure, Gino. What Federico's talking about is in March of this year, we went to Washington, D.C., and we did Hill visits. So we visited our local congressman, and as practitioners, we explained to them what's happening on the front lines. So we're telling them what we're seeing, what's the consumers are experiencing, and there was 6 points that we recommended that we said, look, this is what we feel is needed in order to get the economy going, get the real estate market stable, and a few of the points that we shared with them, we recommended that the government continue to support the mortgage market industry, which includes FHA, VA, and Fannie Mae,
Very good.
and Freddie Mac. Because although we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, we still think that it's not the time to pull these programs back.
Gino and I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that was one of the things, and another one was no new taxes. No new taxes on the consumers, no new taxes on the the buyers that are buying real estate. Keep the taxes the way they are and lower them if possible in order to stimulate the economy. And another important item was a few organizations were testing this pilot program, and they did it across the board where they said, we're going to get these foreclosure properties and we're going to rent them out to tenants. And what we basically told them is in our area, there's a shortage of inventory. We got buyers, we got, I'll give you one example. I got a veteran buyer who did 2 tours in Iraq, and he came to me and said, Jesse, I want to buy a property. And he was looking previously with another agent, and he was frustrated and he was losing hope. So I told him, I said, Esteban, we got to be patient, we got to be persistent because there's a lot of competition. And after writing a few offers, he told me, Jesse, I feel like I'm unworthy to buy this property. I served my country, I did 2 tours, but I just can't get my offer accepted. And so I tried to write a compelling, emotional presentation of the offer. He served our country, young man with a wife and 2 kids, but that only went so far. He was getting outbidded, and he finally got his offer accepted in a new development. So, but that's the reason why we go to Washington is to show the politicians what's going on in the market. Maybe it looks good on paper, maybe it looks good, when they're going over it, but this is what we're seeing. So. I feel it was very successful. Got a visit with Congressman Brad Sherman. I believe Federico spoke to some White House representatives. So
wow.
We went there and lobbied for the real estate market.
I was able to meet personally Senator Feinstein. We were personally invited to the White House. It's a great experience, and by giving back to the community, because that's what we do, as you say, this is voluntary work, but just to give back. What we can do in our part to help the community, not to lose the house. It's a big difference of coming here to America for the American dream or the American nightmare.
Wow.
That
was
was
good. I was
good.
going to say is wow.
I'm going to write that down,
Yeah, I
put
know.
it in my pocket, use it next show.
That's Federico Rabe and Jesse Perez with the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals sharing with us how they're giving back to your community. I mean, this is our community right here in Santa Clarita, here in San Fernando, and they're giving back. I mean, they're giving up time and effort, but you can see that it's well thought out. This isn't just a networking group. I mean, they went all the way to Washington to help you, because if you notice what Jesse eloquently stated was real thoughts that are going to help our real estate community, not just the Hispanic community, but your community. So we want to go a little bit deeper with Jesse Perez and Federico Rabe about NAHREP and a little bit more about them personally and how they're helping your community and helping us rebuild the real estate market right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station AM 1220 KHTS.